black belt teased a black woman to Spar-But. She shut him down instantly. He mocked her, laughed at her, called her just a beginner. But when they stepped on the mat, she did something that left the whole gym speechless. You'll never forget what she did next. Stick around till the end and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping real-life stories. It was just another Tuesday evening at Iron Core Dojo, the most elite martial arts center in the city. The room buzzed with energy, students sparring, trainers shouting commands, and spectators cheering from the sidelines. But in the middle of all this stood two very different people. On one side was Chase Riker, a tall, muscular man with a cocky smirk. Chase was a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. Everyone at the dojo knew him. He had the swagger, the medals, and the followers on social media. He wasn't just a fighter, he was a showman. He loved attention and thrived on being the center of it. On the other side was a quiet black woman named Imani Carter. Dressed in plain gray workout leggings and a simple black top, she looked like any other new student. No flash, no flair, just focus. She had joined the gym just 3 weeks ago and mostly kept to herself, doing her drills in silence and leaving right after class. She never posted videos, never bragged. People barely knew her name. That evening, during a break between sessions, Chase looked over at Imani stretching alone on the far mat. His smirk widened. He saw an easy laugh and a way to entertain the room. "Hey, new girl," he called out, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You want to roll with a real fighter for once?" Some people chuckled. Others looked away awkwardly, sensing where this was going. Imani turned and gave a polite smile. "I'm good, thanks," she replied calmly. But Chase wasn't done. He loved an audience. "Come on, don't be shy. We'll go easy. I promise not to break anything." Major, the younger students, laughed again. Chase grinned wider, feeling like a comedian. The moment was his. But then Imani stood up, tied her hair back, and looked directly at him. "All right," she said, "let's spar." As the two stepped onto the mat, the atmosphere in the dojo changed instantly. Laughter faded. The sound of sparring in the background began to slow as one by one people turned to watch. There was something about this moment, something unscripted that demanded attention. Even Coach David paused his own session to glance over Chase, bounced on his heels like a performer entering his stage. He slapped his gloves together and grinned. "Ready to learn something, rookie?" he said, loud enough for the crowd to hear. The people watching chuckled nervously. Some had trained with Chase before. They'd seen his arrogance and his tendency to go hard on less experienced fighters just to show off. Imani didn't react. She calmly adjusted her stance, bent her knees slightly, and nodded. The bell rang. Chase advanced with casual confidence. His first move was a slow jab, deliberately light, almost teasing. He was showing off, not trying to win, but trying to make her look foolish. Imani didn't flinch. He danced around her again, this time with a quicker lunge, aiming to grab her arm and pull her into a lesson. But in a flash too fast for most people to follow, Imani pivoted on her back foot, used his own momentum, and flipped him hard onto his back with a clean hip throw that echoed through the mat like a drumbeat. Thump. Gasps filled the air. Even the sound of people breathing seemed to stop for a second. Chase looked stunned. His arms flailed slightly as he hit the ground, not from pain, but from disbelief. He scrambled up, cheeks flushing with embarrassment. "Lucky shot," he muttered, more to himself than anyone else. He wasn't smiling anymore. They circled again. This time, Chase came in fast and aggressive. He fired a sharp knee toward Imani's midsection, clearly aiming to regain control and show dominance. But Imani twisted under the strike, grabbed his shoulder, spun around his back, and in one smooth motion, locked in a rear naked choke from behind. Chase thrashed and reached, trying to shake her off, but it was too late. His face began turning red. His arms weakened. Tap. He tapped out. A stunned silence swept across the room. All eyes were on the pair. No one said a word. Chase, the dojo's favorite, had just been shut down completely and cleanly, and the quiet new girl had done it without saying more than 5 words. Chase sat on the mat, breathing hard and avoiding eye contact. His posture, usually upright and confident, now slumped. His ego had taken a direct hit, and everyone knew it. Meanwhile, Imani stood tall, calm, unshaken. She extended a hand toward him. To his credit, Chase accepted it without a word, and she helped him to his feet. Coach David, clearly stunned, stepped forward with a confused smile. "Imani, where exactly did you say you trained?" Everyone leaned in. Imani gave a small shrug. "Back home. I trained in South Africa. I have a brown belt in Jiu. I also compete in Krav Maga, national champion, actually. But I'm here to improve. That's all." The room practically tilted. People started whispering. "Wait, she's a national champion in Krav Maga?" She never said a word about it. One student, Nadia, approached Imani with wide eyes. "Why didn't you tell anyone?" Imani smiled gently. "I didn't come here to impress. I came here to work." And just like that, everything made sense. The way she moved, the precision of her throws, the calm under pressure. It wasn't just skill, it was experience. Years of it, maybe decades. Meanwhile, Chase stood in the background, still catching his breath, now humbled into silence. His friends, who had been grinning minutes earlier, avoided eye contact. Even they knew it wasn't just a lucky win, it was a clinic. Later, as people began packing up, one of Chase's longtime sparring partners approached Imani hesitantly. "I just wanted to say, that was incredible. He needed that." "Seriously," Imani nodded. She didn't gloat. She didn't say, "I told you so." "Sometimes people forget what respect looks like," she replied simply. That sentence lingered in the air long after she left. What happened inside Iron Core Dojo that night might have stayed just a lesson in humility until the video dropped. Unbeknownst to Chase and Imani, a teenage student named Malik had been casually recording the sparring match on his phone. He hadn't planned on filming anything special, it was just another clip for his training log. But after seeing what unfolded, he knew he had something that people needed to see. He uploaded the 47-second video to TikTok with the caption, "Cocky black belt learns the hard way not to judge. Watch the queen work #respectwomen #martial arts." Within 3 hours, it hit 200,000 views. By the next morning, it had over 3 million. Comments poured in by the thousands. "She's what grace, discipline, and power look like. Matt, respect." He tried to humiliate her and she humbled him with pure skill. "Where can I learn from her? She's a legend already." That chokehold came from another dimension. She vanished his ego. It wasn't just random users reacting. Top-tier martial artists, UFC fighters, self-defense instructors, and even women's empowerment pages began sharing the clip. Fitness influencers stitched it. Female black belts duetted it. Headlines began popping up. "Quiet warrior shuts down arrogant opponent in viral sparring match." Even the official TikTok account for a major MMA brand commented, "We want her on our team." Chase, meanwhile, found his social media flooded. Not in the way he was used to this time, with clown emojis, L comments, and clips of his tap out remixed to dramatic music. To his credit, he didn't delete the video. He didn't respond with anger. Instead, he posted a short video of his own. "Yeah, that was me. I got humbled. Deserved it. Big shout out to Imani. Thank you for reminding me what a real fighter." Looks like the comment section respected that. Some even praised his maturity for owning the moment. As for Imani, her DMs exploded, not with mockery but admiration. Women from all over the world reached out to her asking for training tips, self-defense lessons, or just saying thank you. "You showed me that strength doesn't have to be loud. As a black woman in martial arts, I needed to see this. Can you please teach a class near me?" Despite all the noise, she stayed grounded. She wasn't interested in fame or monetizing the moment. Instead, the next morning, she showed up to class at the same time, tied her belt the same way, and bowed onto the mat like nothing had changed. But everyone knew it had. In the weeks that followed, the viral video became a legend at Iron Core Dojo. New students walked in already knowing who Imani was. They'd whisper, "That's her," as she trained quietly in the corner. But she never acted like a celebrity. She corrected techniques, shared tips when asked, and pushed herself harder than anyone else on the mat. The dojo, once a place where some egos ruled, felt different now. There was a new energy, more focused, more respectful. People began sparring more seriously, less showboating, more learning. Imani had shifted the tone without ever raising her voice. Coach David called her into his office one afternoon. "Imani, I've been watching you since day one. What you did in and off the mat set a new standard here. I want to offer you the role of assistant instructor." Imani blinked, clearly surprised. "Me?" He nodded. "Yes, you've earned it." She accepted humbly. And as weeks turned into months, her influence continued to grow. She began leading self-defense classes for women on weekends, often packed with young girls and mothers inspired by her story. She taught them how to defend themselves, how to hold their ground, but, most importantly, how to carry themselves with quiet confidence. Chase, meanwhile, changed. He trained harder, listened more, and slowly earned back respect, not because he was the strongest, but because he had learned humility. He even joined one of Imani's classes once, standing in the back, watching carefully. One day after class, a teenage girl approached Imani. "I saw your video. It changed everything for me. I used to be scared to stand up for myself. Now I'm learning how." Imani smiled and knelt to meet her eyes. Strength doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like you showing up, learning, growing. The girl hugged her. And in that moment it was clear Imani hadn't just silenced a gym. She had ignited a movement, a reminder to all of us that power isn't always in how hard you hit or how loud you shout. Sometimes the most powerful person in the room is the one who doesn't need to prove anything until the moment comes. When that moment came, Imani shut him down instantly. She didn't scream, she didn't threaten, she just trained, and when the time came, she delivered. Let this story remind us all, never judge a book by its cover. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more powerful real-life stories every week.